We're recording now.
Okay.
Take two. Everyone, this is Nick Kelly.
Hello, everybody.
Nick, you're back in Colorado.
I'm back. My
And-
front's in Colorado, too.
You're what?
My front, my side, my
Oh,
back.
yeah. So it's no longer the sweep jokes, which was the case like a few months ago. Now it's the body part jokes. Great. No, Nick and I are here in the studio. We were just on the street having tacos, and then Jessie joined us, who you can't see on screen, but you will soon.
You should have seen how many tacos David ate.
I had 3. They're big tacos. They were good. You had 2?
I had 2.
And Jessie had 0. But you ate before.
That's right.
You had a beer, though.
Yes.
I had 2.
Delicious.
I had
Yeah.
2.
Oh, there you go. Which explains this video. Now, here's the deal. We walked just down the street. We walked, don't drink and drive, and decided to have a little game. The game was inspired by a buddy of mine, Frank. Frank, if you say hi, I won't know because you're watching this video, but I'm saying hi. Here's the game, inspired by Frank. We're gonna pick a backing track and just jam over it and see what happens. The idea is to maybe have some kind of accidental learning. Like maybe we'll learn stuff out of this.
Yeah.
But also, I think it'll be really, I've always been fascinated by musicians who just play over something that they've never played on before.
Right.
And so,
Good thing, good skill to have.
yeah. So we'll try this. We'll jam over something. We'll kind of take turns. We'll just see what happens. Nothing is
Yeah.
planned.
We don't know anything about these.
And then Jessie's watching here on the couch. We'll design the winner. Though there's no winners in music, but we'll see why he decided on who's going to stay here.
Right.
That'll be interesting too.
Yeah.
And then you'll take the place of the loser.
Sounds good.
So completely unprepared.
The biggest loser
Yes.
for
And
guitar.
because we want to keep this very spontaneous, we don't want to know what's going on. I'm going to use this backing track I wrote a couple hours ago. No, actually, we're going to ask. I've got tons of backing tracks on here, which I don't know what there are, because I don't write all of them. And then, Jessie, would you pick one?
Yeah,
These are a
I'll pick
bunch of folders.
All right. Let me see.
We don't know what's going
We
on.
don't know the key. We don't know anything.
Right.
It's kind of scary,
Oh,
actually.
here we go. Here's one for the long-
Something in
looks
A.
like something long-
E minor pentatonic.
Maybe we could talk about after what our thought process was
I think
to figure
we
it
should.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I literally have
Question
no
is,
idea what this
who's
is.
going to play first?
I like it. The beer, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I'm in tune. Let's talk about this a little bit before we announce a winner. We're in A minor.
Yes.
Ish.
The flavor is important, though. That's what I was trying to figure out when I was listening to it. Mm-hmm. Because first of all, I found the first note, and I kind of found an E. I went,
Yeah.
and I kind of heard that it wasn't the root, and I could kind of figure out it was the fifth. Intuitively, I wasn't thinking technically at all, but I kind of heard what it was, and I kind of eventually figured out we were in an Aeolian kind of thing, natural minor.
Yeah.
Although initially I did use the Dorian thing.
Yep.
And until the F chord came in. Mm-hmm. When the F chord, F major 7 chord came in, I heard, oh, we're actually in Aeolian. Although it worked to do the Dorian initially, when the F came in, that crept in because the F is like that flat 6. I'm like, okay. And then that kind of clued me in as to what kind of feel melodically.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is a couple things. First, you mentioned the E.
Yeah.
It's usually my to-go note because like in kind of this kind of style, and we know that these are backing tracks probably for guitar players because it's my computer. And guitar players always will have an E in there, and that's kind of what I was trying to hit first.
Oh, gotcha.
But I really was out of tune, I promise. And that didn't work, but that threw me off a little bit. And then the second thing that's interesting is that everything that you said I understand. But the cool thing is that like you used all the vocabulary that trained musicians have, which I understand. We can communicate like that in this room. But if you can't, that's okay too, because you can feel it. Like, you know, over the track, what Nick was saying is that he was saying something about Aeolian. That's the wrong track, I'm sorry. We were on this one.
Beautiful Aeolian.
Yeah, you mentioned Aeolian.
That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Beautiful Aeolian.
Oh, funny.
And Aeolian has this kind
I
of
also
sound.
heard that chord.
But you mentioned Dorian too, which has a very similar sound. Which works
Which
there,
it works
right?
at first until the F chord comes in.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to wait until you have all the information before you. So it's still, it doesn't work there, right?
And then it goes to F. That was the clue. Because it goes A, I heard it go down to G,
Yeah.
and then F, I'm like, Aeolian. But it initially, like you say, it worked with Dorian.
Yeah.
Because we're just on the A minor chord. So.
And I think the lesson to take out of this is that don't say all your words before you know exactly what you're talking about. So just a few notes first, testing the water a little bit.
You can correct yourself too.
Yeah.
And because it spends so long on the A minor, it's not going to sound bad when it goes to the F. You just need to make sure that you're hearing that it goes to the F, and you're not going to want to play the F sharp when it gets down there. So
the amount of time you hang out on a chord has a lot to do also with the perception that you're going to have that this works, this doesn't. If a lot of chords go fast, then your ear brings all these chords to the same like canvas or story.
Yeah.
And you're grouping them. But if a chord like lasts for, you know, a few bars or a minute or whatever,
can be more
you can,
modal.
Exactly.
If you're kind of on one chord.
Step
But
outside
I heard
a little bit.
also I heard those open strings. And I heard that chord, which I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
So ear training, I knew straight away, oh, that's an A minor 9.
Yep.
Horrible sound for it, but I could hear that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so straight away you can hear there's open strings in the chord. As a guitar player, that's a dead giveaway.
Unless you're in an alternate tuning, but you can tell.
Yeah, but I
tell.
can kind of hear it. I don't know. From years of playing guitar, you kind of hear do, do, do.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of tell when it's in standard and when it's not.
It's true. And it's funny how it just happens.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not even consciously aware of it. It's not like in my mind I'm going, oh, this is Aeolian, and here's this note, and here's that note. It is intuitive, but like having that training is kind of a nice thing to latch onto.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. I agree.
So you have both your ear and you're able to kind of explain it and understand it on another level too.
Yep. I think, that's good. And then the last thing that I will mention is like whenever, for me at least, approaching something like that, the state of mind you're in is like so important.
Yeah.
And so not thinking that you're being put on the spot, like just
Right.
breathing, listening,
Exactly.
hearing what this wants you to play
Right.
is important.
Not worrying too much. But
Yeah.
I will say the more study you do, the less worried you are.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like, I guess, was it a famous golfer? He said, the more I practice, the luckier I get. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, that's so true.
Tony Clevens in 1978. That's
Is
it.
that who? Really? I never heard of that guy.
I don't have it either. I made it up.
You did it confidently, though, so I believed you.
That's all my videos. I make it up on the spot. Well, yeah, I think I know who the loser is. Jessie, you're gonna have to speak up. Who lost this challenge? There's no losers, but who or
No losers. I mean, it's just unfortunate when a guitar's out of tune.
that's what I would have guessed. Yeah.
But you know, I will say though, the rhythmic stuff that you put in there, the way that you approach some things rhythmically, and especially like when things go out of tune, like
Yeah.
when you can revert back to finding a note that works good
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
getting rhythmic with it, that will go a long way.
Digs you out of a hole.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
Exactly.
Well, you get my seat.
So all right.
And the cool thing is with this studio is that
So I get the PRS.
yeah, you can switch guitars.
Can I
you
keep
right. You've got to talk to them. You can grab anything you want, and then I don't know if the mic is going to pick up what you just said there.
I tried to say it loud.
Okay.
Who knows?
This is going to be. Should I put the mic on you, or
No need for now, I guess. I know.
maybe that one will pick it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I get to pick a backing track.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Nick will take it away because he's the winner.
Let's see. As long as you get a good first note.
I guess I should see what it's like to play this guitar. Oh, you're right. This is really low action on this thing.
Yeah.
That's-
Are you guys ready?
It's easier to play on higher action,
Sometimes, right?
you know, than to go to lower action.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah,
used
yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you guys are gonna work it amongst yourself. Who's gonna talk?
Okay.
Who's gonna start?
Gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha.
Got this, man.
All right, let's see what happens. What's that?
C'est la danse des
It's actually out of tune.
All right.
It's in,
I'll-
it's in,
you know,
in between.
let's
keys.
tune up. You were in tune. I think I try to.
No, I think that backing track wasn't in concert pitch.
I tried my best to tune that, but when you're ready, I have the real track.
Okay.
Give me an E.
A little sharp, yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah. As ready as I'll ever be. Which is not ready at all.
want to. We can talk about this. I think we had a good experience. So, maybe I'll ask you guys some questions.
Yeah.
And then Jesse, you might just need to talk a little bit louder.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it'll pick up.
Here we are.
A harder track, obviously, than the other one, maybe.
Yeah,
Different things happening.
Two key centers.
2 keys, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's just talk about your experience first.
I will say my experience, I was pretty blown away by your ear there.
Oh.
How you grabbed onto something a lot quicker than I grabbed onto it. And then I could tell that it was getting ready to change.
Yeah.
When you wanted to throw it over to me.
Right.
And it was like, no, I'm not coming in right there.
Yeah,
Because it's going somewhere. You're kind
And
of.
I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
I knew something was coming up, but I thought it was going to kind of be the end of a
back
phrase
around,
and then go.
Right.
Hand it over to you.
I just felt like if
Right.
I jumped in there, it wasn't going to be cool.
I was very impressed by the fact that, because I've heard that track before, the fact that you knew it was going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what gave it away. I don't know, but you were right.
But I knew that,
There's a fill or something,
that
right?
Nick had dialed into that, and then he could, like, in relationship to what he was playing, he could feel where it might go better
Right.
than I was going to, because I wasn't in there with my fingers, wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
So it was better for you to just keep going with that.
Yeah, it was. I just didn't want to hog the limelight. I just wanted to hand it over.
I'm happy to, like, there you go.
What is your perception of maybe the key of the scale? Did you figure that out?
Yeah, I know what it was. It was D Aeolian at first, and then it went to D Lydian after.
Yeah,
so
I think
D
that's what it
Aeolian, and then it switched key centers to D Lydian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it started out, I kind of hit the D note. For some reason, I knew it was in D. Don't ask me how.
Yep.
I seem to have, I don't know, I practice this a lot. I put myself in positions that I'm uncomfortable in, and
Yeah.
I'm always transcribing a lot. And so I kind of have I don't think it's perfect pitch, but I have a feeling of roughly what key. Now, I might be digging a hole for myself here because there's going to be other tracks.
You are. This is great. Keep going.
But for some reason, I knew, I kind of felt like it was a D, and then it was. And then I listened, and what kind of D is it? What kind of flavor? Because then you hear the harmony.
Yeah.
I knew it was minor, but then you're questioning, well, what flavor of minor? Because minor, you've got the right, the root third, fifth, flat third, fifth. But then you're questioning, well, is it a natural second or a flat second? I could hear that it was a natural second.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you're questioning what kind of sixth is in there. Is it a flat sixth or a natural sixth?
Yeah.
And it wasn't that strongly implied at first, so I kind of held off playing the sixth altogether until it went on, and then gradually you hear little glimpses within the chord progression.
Yeah.
So you kind of fill in the blanks. So like you said, it's right. You can't go straight in guns blazing because you haven't heard all the full picture yet.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Columbo. You just get on the crime scene, and then you're seeing, okay, there was clear murder here,
Right.
but you can't jump to any conclusions yet.
Right.
You have to investigate every path.
You are investigating. Yeah,
And you're
it's
right,
true.
like minor can be so many. As long as you have a minor third,
Yeah.
you're in a minor something.
And I heard that lift when the key change came. I could hear straight away it was Lydian.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I kind of suspected D Lydian, but I treaded carefully. Because the backing track's pretty quiet too, so I'm trying to kind of listen carefully.
Yeah.
And and then I kind of figured I found that. I'm like, okay, it's Lydian.
Yeah.
But yeah, ear training is a big thing.
Yeah. Did you have the same conclusions, Jessie?
Yeah, no, I didn't take it that way. I didn't hit it that way. I was hearing things around that, So So I was relying on do I want to play melodically inside of this thing,
Mm-hmm.
or do I want to go around it? I couldn't find the exact key center of
Right.
that. So
Yeah.
I when I went to the D thing, I kind of went back and forth between a Lydian and a Dorian
Gotcha.
in
Gotcha.
there for some reason.
It sounded cool. It sounded very
Yeah.
different, both of you.
And just
Well,
I
you
think
can
I was
get away-
reacting to what you were doing and
Yeah.
kind of wanted to answer some things that
Right.
were happening there.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
real pad-like. I think the backing track was, so I didn't get enough information out of it,
Yeah.
that I wanted to.
Mm.
But like where you were getting it from. You could hear the interval changes
Right.
there like that more than I did.
Right. Well,
Well, A to D, if I hear an A to a D, well, that could be. I have to know what A was to begin with.
Right.
To know what D is next.
That makes
but
sense, yeah.
You were able to find the right spot there like that.
yeah, I
So-
go. But it's it takes so much practice. This kind of stuff. It's like I think like a lot of people think they can just there's an innate skill or that you can just kind of miraculously play or not. But for me, I mean, I spent like a long time working on this kind of stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done a lot of obscure transcriptions and things.
Oh, right.
Things that like you just did because it was interesting to you.
Right.
And so you'll it's not even a guitar oriented thing.
Yeah.
But you thought the melody or something
Yeah,
was
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
about that, and you've transcribed those things.
Yeah.
And to challenge yourself to do that,
For
see what
sure.
it meant on guitar.
For sure, and it's like all over all kinds of music, like the Beatles. I used to listen to a lot of the Beatles, a lot of Beach Boys, like the Pet Sounds album, and they use this stuff all the time, like modes and things like that. Maybe not knowingly,
Yeah.
but they have a lot of this in their music. And I always wanted to know what it was and
Yeah.
get my head around it.
Hey, David,
Yeah.
real quick, can you show that pedal board?
Oh, yeah.
To the camera to show that you're celebrating fall.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, is that what
Yes,
that is?
so I am celebrating fall. Happy fall, everyone. That's how I am. I just love seasons. I have a passion for seasons. So no, this was
That's
the Guinness World Record. I don't know if you've seen that video.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, it's the biggest pedal board. This is a
Okay.
piece of it,
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
I think there were I don't know how many.
Wow.
There was a
right.
video on the channel that I
Yes,
did,
I saw
so
that.
check
Oh,
it out.
wow.
But yeah, this is an actual
You
piece
got
of
the
it.
orange fall version.
Yeah, because I love fall. No, guys, that sounded great. Very different.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick. I'm not gonna pick a winner because they were very different. But I'm gonna play with Jessie.
Cool.
So you stay here.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I played with you. That
Go
way we
ahead.
all switch.
Yeah. Do you want a mic? Or,
I have mine.
yeah, maybe I should give you
all
the
right.
mic because I'm kind of
Okay. Yeah.
can't really move away far enough.
Do you want to switch guitars? Switch it up, or are you good with that?
Well, I'll switch with you if you want to. If you're
Yeah.
more comfortable.
I mean, there's many around. Whatever you want. I'll stay with this, but you're welcome to try another one. As far as tone, if you're curious, this side is going through the FX3, and this side, where I am now, is going through the Rev Generator 740, just if you're curious. Oh, and you're going to have to pick a track.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Let's see.
And if you go back,
Yeah.
that's where all the folders are for the tracks.
Okay.
This sounds good.
Yeah.
Do I just double click?
Oh, do you need help?
No.
Do you, Jesse? Okay.
Should I double click on the track when you're ready?
Or just press the space bar.
Okay, gotcha. Let me know when you're ready.
Man, glasses are nice, but
Do you want to try it?
I think I got it. But it's like, isn't it like 3 things?
Yeah, there's 3 pins.
There it is. Yep. Cool. Just don't want to break anything.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You ready? Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, that was beautiful.
There was some really cool stuff. I particularly like something you did with the bar there. Very melodic and different from what I.
Yeah,
cool.
it was, you were getting some nasty bends in there, man.
It's interesting how the guitar you play influences the delivery too.
It really does. It really does. Yeah, no doubt.
Or at least
the tone and touch.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
In that, you know?
And maybe not only the guitar, but also because I'm switching everything. I was on that side.
Yeah, right.
With the Axe effects, more gain, more drive, vibrato, more modern guitar,
Yeah.
and then switching back to more of a pure, raw tone forces me to make different choices. It's kind of, it's cool.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does.
Gear influences everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the blues, like you hear it and bam,
Yeah.
like we know what to do. It's
But
kinda
you know,
cool.
I was hearing like suddenly I was hearing some of the changes in that though. You know,
Yeah.
like hints of maybe like harmonic minor or something.
The 5 chord,
You know.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I was hearing like where you could take it if you were thinking in that direction, you could probably take it you know, and think technically with that and
Yeah.
throw some chops against that, you know, and say, "Oh, that's harmonic minor right there. I can do this whole thing." You know, but I kind of peeled back from that a little bit and just kind of just played very intuitively
Yeah.
against it and tried to play just sounds
Yeah.
more than notes, and guttural things and
Yeah.
stuff like that, just like let it cry out and do some things,
It's funny. Like I was just thinking as we finished playing, when I started playing. I mean, yeah, I liked it, but then really quick, I started to hate the blues. Like full confession, I couldn't stand it.
Right.
But I think it's because I didn't get it.
Right.
Because
Right.
I guess it's like now I love it. I
Yes,
love playing
yes,
it.
right,
But I think
right.
I was approaching it with pentatonic scale, 5 notes. That's easy.
Right,
Like just with
right.
my head,
Absolutely.
And I didn't really get the like telling a story with the scale and like
No, you're right.
expression and
No,
all
I
that.
agree, and I think like I remember when I was younger and talking about the blues, and I didn't get the blues either.
Yeah.
And I think I took it more as I remember having a blues course that I was supposed to study, and there was very specific licks and things in there, like
Yeah.
Bo Diddley and Chuck Berry and things like that, and who I thought were great, but I kind of resisted some of those things because I didn't want to have those in my vocabulary
Yeah.
as a crutch
Yeah,
to fall
yeah, for
back
sure.
on,
Yeah.
to just do when I'm not present,
Yeah.
and I know that they were trying to teach that to us so that when you had to play in that context, that you knew the appropriate things to play in that context.
Yeah.
That if a producer said, "I want the blues," then here's the blues. They didn't want to hear what your interpretation of the blues was. They
Yeah.
want the blues. But I was young and naive, and I didn't, and I wanted to be creative and things like that. And later, I came to appreciate the blues more because of, like you said, when somebody's telling a story. But there are people that play the blues that I think they're just kind of regurgitating and rehashing
Yeah.
things that are there.
Yeah.
But you can do, a stock lick, but you can do it with some feeling and some passion. And there's a reason that that's a stock lick because that's what you feel sometimes, right at that moment. Come to find that out later.
I think that's the thing for me. Like when I started playing, like going through all the magazines and the licks, learning all that.
Right.
I thought I was approaching this as very like mechanical thing.
Right.
Like I have to play this lick exactly like that because Steve Vai is playing it exactly like that.
Right.
But I don't know that he really is. I think from night to night it kind of changes.
Absolutely.
And-
and if it doesn't, it's because it's right on that feeling of that's how it comes out.
Yeah.
It just naturally comes out that way.
And I think for me, it just took time to give myself the freedom to play the way that I wanted to play,
right.
and be okay with it. Like
Right.
and
Make mistakes.
yeah,
And figure out that they're, I tried this and maybe it seemed contrived. Maybe you tried to do something that you thought would be cool against it, but you play it and it's
Yeah.
you can tell that it was a thought out thing and you weren't feeling it.
yeah,
But then one time you tried to play against something and something came out of you and you're like, oh, I need to let myself go to those places.
yeah. I think once you realize that, and I don't mean it in an arrogant way, but like
Right.
nobody can play the way Jessie plays.
That's right, yeah.
At all.
Right.
Nobody. As hard as I could try, I can never match that.
That's right.
But not that it's a level thing. It's like you're you.
No.
And there was never anybody in the whole world like you. And same
but,
for me.
But
and
the other
same-
thing about that is that sometimes, some people can maybe they play the way they play, and they play that way a lot. But sometimes it's like I play the way I play, but I play differently. Again, like
Yeah.
we were saying earlier, I react to things. So there isn't really like the way I play. If there was, I would be so confident.
Right.
That that's the way I play, and I know what I'm going to play, and it's going to come out that way. But any given day, any given thing that that somebody puts in front of me, I might play differently. It's still my interpretation and the way I approach things, but I can't guarantee that it's going to sound the way I sounded last week. Maybe
Yeah.
I did a great thing here, today I'm not doing it so good. You know, so I have to get up to that
Yeah,
to where I
yeah.
want to get to.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you're right. Everyone has their own way, but that's a given. You know that each day it might be different.
Yeah.
So,
You know what's interesting? We played over 3 tracks. Well, 4 because there was the duck song that you blew. You did
Which was demolished.
3 tracks. Like this one is probably the most simple track as far as like harmony and or stuff like that goes, but it's probably the longest conversation we had. So it's kind of cool.
it's true,
great.
but it's just you get 3 guys like this that are open to things and open to listening to things and like you said, we were probably going to learn some things today, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? And sure enough,
Yeah.
you know, just watching you guys play together.
Same, like
you know,
we-
and seeing it, it's like I learned something.
Yeah, I did too.
Always,
Yep.
always. That's the glory of this.
I think that's a wrap. I thought it was great.
That was excellent.
Thanks for if you were watching till the end. Seriously, that's a long video. Thanks for watching. We'll do more. Nick,
Yeah, should I come on?
yeah, come say bye.
Okay.
And
See ya.
by the way, this guy just filmed the chorus here in this studio with me a few months ago. You should definitely check it out. I'll leave the link below.
Yeah,
I think your head is cut.
Oh, it is? Oh, here we go.
You're tall. Okay.
Nailed down.
It's on sweeping. So if you like some of the licks that he did, check out we call it Simply Sweeping.
Simply sweeping.
It's
Yeah.
so simple. And no sweep jokes. Nick Kelly's in the room. We had 0 sweep jokes today. So we'll keep it that way.
If there is a rug here, you sweep them under the rug.
It happened.
You asked for it.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Nice. That was great. That was fun.